So, hi, Flosstubers. This is Stitching to Connect Annie. It has been a good 3 weeks. Life has been busy and got in the way of my stitching, and today I'm taking some time. I got a new laptop slash tablet. It's a Microsoft Surface Pro 9. I love it. I even got blue, which is super cool. So the frame, all of it looks like this because that's the color of my mouse. So I got that. My keyboard is attached right now. So I can't show you that, but it's blue also, and it attaches magnetically. Who knew? I haven't had a laptop in many years. I have used my iPad for everything. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping this will record nicely with volume and everything. We're just going to try this out. So I'm going to push ahead. I even have a pause button on this, which just thrills my heart because I would have to start over again all the time when I made a mistake or whatever, because I'm not very good at editing. If you've seen me before, you kind of know what you see is what you get. It is Saturday. I'm sorry. It's Sunday, July 18th. I'm a month ahead of myself. June 18th. It's Saturday, June 18th. And it's a beautiful day. As soon as I finish this, I'm heading to the pool. It's the first 80s day we've had. It's not quite 80 yet, but it's going to be. So I've got my bathing suit on, and I'm all set to head to the pool after I film this. So I'm in a very jovial, happy mood. And so I've got some fun things to do with you today. As I said, it's been 3 weeks. Life has gotten in the way a little bit, and I'll put that at the end if you're interested. I tend to try and do my stitching up front and my life adventures at the end. So here we go. First off, I've been kind of a monogamous stitcher in between all the life happenings, and I'm working on this. I think I told you my friend Jessica gave me this. I noticed when we got together, she was stitching on it, and I loved it, and she finished hers, and she gave it to me, and this is how far I am. So right now everything looks backwards, and I don't know if that's the way it's filming. And as I said, this is brand new, so I may have to make some adjustments. But yeah, I'm super excited about this. I hope everything films correctly. So this is something that one of my table mates gave us at Stitch North. Super cute, and it's nice because it has needle threaders on both ends, different sizes. That's my Stitch North. Can't see it very well. That's my Stitch North. Pardon me. So I'm very excited about this. I'm using kind of pulling my own floss, and that's coming along. And then I believe last time I was working on, I've joined a SAL, which is, I will get this wrong, Owl Forest Embroidery. I always want to say Owl Stitches Embroidery, and that's not right. Owl Forest Embroidery, and I joined it for Treasure Island. I have stitched, oh boy, maybe I will undo this part of it. Know if I can. Let me try. Oh yeah, it came right off. Okay, awesome. I've stitched this much of it. Treasure Island. That was the first two releases. No. Was the first two releases or the first release? No, it was the first two releases. This was the first release. Then this piece was the second release. The house and the border, which I think is really cool. And then now that I'm not stitching or not filming on my iPad, I can show you this. This is the third release. So on the other side of the moon, to balance out, is the I can show it to you because it's free. I just went, oh, I'm showing you the pattern, but that's okay. Is the sailboat or the schooner or whatever you want to call it. So I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying it. It's a great summer piece to stitch on. I'm very excited about it. And honestly, those are the only two things I've stitched. So it's been, like I said, kind of hit and miss with my stitching the last few weeks. But I have an unboxing that I'll show you through Black Needle Society. And it's page to screen, I believe. And I put everything in this bag. This was the bag we got. It's called The Book Was Better. It's a very nice bag. In fact, I may load it up with my pool stuff and take it to the pool. It's a great pool bag. Lined with blue. So anyway, so page to screen is what they did for movies to. Oh, I knew there was something else I wanted to show you that I got. Pull that over here. Movies that have gone from books. Pardon me, I'm a little frazzled this morning. Books that have gone to movies. We have a lot of glare on my glasses too. I'm going to pull those up. It's called Novels and Needles Page to Screen. And that's the content booklet. The words are not coming today, folks. I think I'm already in beach pool mode and I'm not thinking very clearly. So I'll read a little bit to you. So who doesn't love to see their favorite literary characters come to life on screen? As many times as you picture scenes in your head, there's something gratifying about seeing it play out in front of you just as you imagined, not to mention being part of a community of fans, finding your people who love the same thing as much as you do, much like being a part of this amazing community of stitchers and crafters, which is totally true. Lost my place. We wanted to celebrate those fandoms with a special edition box and infuse some geek into your day-to-day stitching. Choosing fandoms to include was difficult to say the least. When Laura and I talked about this box in the beginning, it was clear we could have done a whole Brit-lit box thanks in large part to the BBC's adaptations of classic novels. But we decided to curate a balanced box based on modern fandoms or overlooked classics, and maybe a personal favorite or two. Almost all of the fandoms included in this box are connected to an ongoing television series or a film set to be released within the next year. The exceptions are Practical Magic, The Phantom of the Opera, and Sherlock Holmes. However, all three have rumors swirling about new adaptations. In addition to enjoying and using the items in your box, we hope you enjoy watching the films and are reading the books that inspired them. What are you currently reading? We'd love to hear your feedback, blah, blah, blah. So that is what Laura and Katie put in the Hello Society Stitchers part. So this was a little bit different than what I expected, because the other part of this is we have a virtual stitch next Saturday, a virtual stitch, Zoom stitch on the 24th of June. And they gave us a number of books to pick to discuss, and we picked A Discovery of Witches. Now that was picked in the last, I want to say, month to 6 weeks. And so assumption on my part, I assumed all the items would be related to Discovery of Witches, which is not a good assumption because how would you put a box together in 4 weeks? I was wrong about that. So what they did was they picked their favorite books slash movies and did fun things with them, and that was great. That's fine. And then we'll do, and I reread A Discovery of Witches, and I watched all three on, I think it's AMC. I'm wanting to say that. Anyway, if you like Discovery of Witches and you've read the books, I've only read the one. I haven't read the three. It's a trilogy by Deborah Harkness. It's good. It's really good. And I thought the filmed series was really good too. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So if you are so inclined and you want something fun to do this summer, a fun summer read, and you like witches and vampires and creatures, what's the other one? Goblins? That didn't sound right. Vampires, witches. Starts with a G in it. I don't think it's goblins. It's something else. It's those three sets of creatures and how they intertwine and how they figure out how their lives have worked, and they go back in time, and there's time walking, and it's fascinating. I really enjoyed the book. So anyway, we're all that to say we are discussing that on June 24th. So it's kind of a whole thing, and so I'm very excited. So I'll show you what we got in our box. So if you haven't gotten your box, pause, see you next time, stop, do whatever. I will put a warning. This is a verbal warning. I will put a warning in the category, in the name of it. But everybody probably should have their box by today or tomorrow. I got mine yesterday. So anyway, if you're one of my subscribers and you haven't gotten your box yet, I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be quite so long. And enjoy your summer, as I'm about to. Although it's getting kind of windy and it's kind of cloudy. We have had tons of rain. The fact that it's a beautiful day is like, does my heart good. I've been a little on the not depressed, but, and with a lot going on in our lives, it's been a little downer of a few weeks. But as you can see, I'm a happy gal today. So I'm going to push on. So I showed you that bag. So that wasn't too much of a spoiler, I guess. And then we got, let me dump this all out here because I put it all in my sleeve. This sleeve, which I'm relatively sure that Miss Laura made. But let me just double check. Pure Imagination, yes, Pure Imagination book sleeve, handmade by Love You More Studio. You'll be sure to find golden tickets inside this book sleeve. You can also store books or cross-stitch projects inside, and they'll be sure to stay safe from chocolate rivers on your factory tour. We're fans of the 1971 Gene Wilder adaptation, but we're curious to see the new movie in 2023. How about you? I didn't know there was a new movie coming out. And to be honest with you, I've never seen the original. Or if I did, it's been ages and ages. Like when it came out, 71? Oh my gosh, I was graduated from high school at that point. So anyway, it's cute. It's got purple inside that says Wonka bars. It's cute. It's cute. I'll put, most likely, most of my books don't fit in this. Sometimes I'll throw this in a bag and stick my phone in it because it feels like it's very, very safe to do that. Then this little goodie, which is so cute, and it's a great thread holder. You can then mark your threads on the back. Sometimes what I do when I'm using one of these and I don't want to mark them is I'll either put the name of the number of the thread and wrap it around the thread like at the base of the thread, just with like a little sticky tape kind of thing, or I will um, put the numbers on the back next to the thread, which is probably what I'll do. I'll probably do that. Anyway, it says it's a dangerous business. Frodo going out of your door. So I'm not sure, and I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings person. I've watched them. I have not read the books. I've watched it. This was made by Wild Rainbow Company. So it's cute. And it's nice. And it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, of all things, 2, 6, 8, 10, 11 holes for your threads. Whether that is 11 is a number that's used in that series, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember. So that goes back in the bag. This is a super cute needle minder, page to screen, designed by Enamel Library. It's a little glary, but I'm going to hold it up kind of close. We asked Paris to create a movie lover's bookshelf for this special needle minder. We love the fun elements she's chosen to decorate from the theater. Do you spot any favorite adaptations of your own on the shelf? One's Bridgerton. One is something omnibus. Not sure about that. One is, these are very hard to read. I'd almost have to get my Mad something. I can't read these. It's super tiny. I'd have to get out my magnifier to read these. But it's cute. It's got popcorn and film strips and tickets and books and 3D glasses and either the books or the movies, like VHS tape kind of situation. Anyway, super cute. Love that. I'm going to put that on my little Love You More studio bag. Really strong magnets. Super appreciate that they're really strong magnets because they go clear through this. I've had to, some of the magnets I've gotten in the past from different places have not been strong enough, and I've had to replace the magnets, which is not a huge deal, but I love it when a good magnet comes together. I made a funny. This is, it says, no mourners, no funerals. It's a microfiber cloth. I'm sorry. I cannot speak to get today. A microfiber cloth. Designed by the Black Needle Society. Things can get a little messy in Ketterdam's The Barrel. Use this microfiber cloth to clean up after your next high store brawl. This cloth is perfect for clearing dust or for cleaning glasses and or magnifiers or wiping down screens to watch Shadow and Bone on Netflix. Oh, it's Shadow and Bone, which I've watched, which is very good. I really like it. I might rewatch that this summer. It's very cool. It's a nice little screen wiper I can use on my new screen. You can tell I'm very excited. And then we got a fabric, hand dyed by Grace Notes Fabric, the Duke. We love the blue tones. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. I think I'll show you the whole thing. Let's see. Probably need a backdrop, but maybe not. Yeah, really pretty. It says, we love the blue tones of Daphne's gowns in the first season of Bridgerton. We asked Corinne to dye this gorgeous fabric so you can stitch in Bridgerton style while watching the newest season on Netflix or listening to the audiobooks. I've watched the new season. It's amazing. I really like the Bridgerton series. It's very fun. This is beautiful. I got it's a fat 1/8 and it's 16 count. of Grace Notes fabrics, and that's my first Grace Notes fabrics. And yeah, did I smell it? I always like to smell fabric and see what they use. It just smells like fabric. It's no biggie. So that was cool. Then this is one of my I showed you the bag. So the bag was, the book was Better Tote Bag, designed by Kitzer Kronk. Going to see a beloved book on the big screen. We've got the perfect bag for bringing a sweater along or any other movie-going needs. Let everyone know the universal truth: the book was better. I maybe could sneak candy or drinks in that. Don't tell. My husband is always saying, can't we just bring our own candy and popcorn and drinks? Why do we have to spend another $50 on all that nonsense? I don't know. I don't know if they check a bag that big. I always buy stuff. I don't know. We go to maybe a movie once every 3 months. So now that COVID's not there, because at home we have very huge screen. We have an 80-inch screen TV. It's kind of like being at the movies. But did that during COVID, because why not? Weren't going anywhere. We weren't spending money. We were just stuck, and our entertainment was, that was it. And then one of my favorite things, and I won't be able to show you the whole thing because it's so big, but I can show you the chandelier, is a blanket. So whoever does these blankets, let's see, Music of the Night blanket, designed by Print Yourself Mad. Whoever does these, oh my God, they're so soft. The one I got from camp last year is on my chair, and my cat loves it. She lays on it all the time. So this is a treat. So it has a lot of beautiful scroll work, has stars. I don't know what all it has on it. Oh, it has candle. Oh, so you saw the, so that's kind of the bottom. It's beautiful. Designed by Print Yourself Mad. The Phantom of the Opera has been adapted many times, but the original source material is by Gaston Leroux. Curl up with this blanket for movie night to watch our favorite adaptation, the 2004 film based on Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical. And then I'm going to do another kind of plug here. If you like musicals and you like Broadway and you like to see Broadway originals, there is a website called Broadway HD. I think it's called Broadway HD. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, .com. Anyway, you can subscribe, and I do. I subscribe. It's $8 a month, and they stream Broadway musical originals, the on-stage performances. And if you're a musical fan, it is big time fun. During COVID, I watched a lot of them. And they have the original, I think they have the London original. Some of them are London originals. Some are just Broadway, the Broadway States originals. They filmed them, and then you can stream them. And some are from London, and I think it was the original guy that did Phantom in the London version. And I watched that, and I rewatched it because it's one of my favorites. And don't get me wrong, I like the movie too. It's okay, but I've seen Phantom twice in Denver. Stage musical in Denver when they were touring back in the day. So, and of course now everyone knows it's gone from Broadway. I'm sure there will be a revival. I mean, why not? There's been revivals of everything else. Why not Phantom? But, if you like bad singing, sorry, wasn't warmed up. Yeah, try out Broadway HD because I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. I'll try to link it below. I'm terrible about linking, but I'll try to put it below. And so that's a little bit of a fun thing. I think there's two more things. Oh, candle, which I'm not a huge candle person. My husband gets a little freaked out by candles. When he was a kid, he caught something on fire in his house with a candle, and it was all okay. But he doesn't really like me using candles. This smells really good, and it's called Katniss, the Girl on Fire. So, of course, it's from... I can see it now. I can't remember the name of it. Okay. Add a little mood lighting to your movie night with this candle-inspired Hunger Games. Thank you. You may want to rewatch or reread the series before November, when the adaptation of the prequel novel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, is released for the big screen. Another new piece of information that I did not know. That's going to be fun. I wonder if it'll be the original actress. Okay, here's the thing. Being the age I am, I don't understand why actresses can't be actresses. They all have to be actors now. Makes not a lot of sense to me. But I'm always going to call them actresses. Anyway, I may have to burn that on the sly when my husband's not around, because that smells good. And I want my house to smell like that. That smells amazing. Exclusive Practical Magic Silk Set, hand dyed by Bestitch Me. Practical Magic is a family favorite at the Landis house. We are thrilled to send this set of silks inspired by the film, adapted from Alice Hoffman's novel of the same name. Beautiful. So this is Maria's Curse. I can't remember who Maria is. It's been a while since I've seen Practical Magic. I should watch that again because it's super fun to watch. And Midnight Margaritas. I know what this is all about. Chocolate cake for breakfast. I'm sure that it's a lovely brown. Some of these are variegated. There's one very slight variegation in these silks, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I see very little variegation in this one. And is there any in this one? Maybe a tad bit, but not a lot. But this one is great. Practical Magic. Look at those purples. This would be a super fun border or fill-in or something. I would really enjoy using that. All silks. Add it to my silk collection. And then the last thing was Adventures of Sherlock Holmes book and pattern trio. We are excited to send you a reprint of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes with 3 new patterns included between the pages by Mrs. Peggotty. I know nothing about Sherlock Holmes other than I watched a few movies, the more modern movies. So I don't know if Mrs. Peggotty is a... Oh, no, it's not. Scratch that. These are artwork by Mrs. Peggotty Arts. So Mrs. Peggotty Arts, and whether there's a person named Mrs. Peggotty in the books, I don't know. But so anyway, Sherlock Holmes entered the public domain as of 2023, and we couldn't resist sending a real page to screen source material in your box. We hope you enjoy reading about... Oh, when it entered the public domain, I did not know this till about maybe 5 years ago. When it says entered the public domain, that means you can use, you can reprint, you can do all kinds of things with it without it being copyrighted. I think that's what I think it's close to what it means. Anyway, it's close enough. If you're more interested, Google it and find out. But So it's more available to the public when it says entering the public domain, obviously, to do things with, to recreate, to use as artwork, or to use as, in this case, stitch work, or to reproduce, is what I believe that to mean. So it did enter the public domain as of this year. And we couldn't resist sending a real page to screen source material in your box. We hope you enjoy reading about Sherlock and Watson's adventures, and few of our favorite adaptations of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's work include the 2009 and 2011 movies. So I should try those. Those wouldn't be too old-fashioned. Not to mention Sherlock the BBC series 2010. That is definitely something I watch because I love BBC. Or more recently, the Enola Holmes spin-offs on Netflix, which are also based on books by Nancy Springer. I really like the Enola Holmes books. Series. And I think Enola Holmes, I may be speaking out of terms, the actress that's in that does Enola, and yes, I'm pretty sure she's the girl that's in Stranger Things. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. Anyway, she's his niece, I want to say. I think she's his niece. I think she's his brother's daughter. And she has some great adventures, and it's a fun romp, and it's a great thing to stitch to. I would stitch to it because I've seen it already, so I like to stitch to things I've seen, so I don't have to pay attention to every little detail. I think there are two of them. I think there's two Enola Holmes. So the second one, I think the second one is fairly new, and the first one was a couple of years back. Anyway, try it out because it's fun. This is the book. It's Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It's fun. And then I'll show you the patterns. So in between, so they're just like, there's a Scandal in Bohemia, Red-Headed League, a case of identity, the Boscombe Valley Mystery, the 5 Orange Pips, the Man with a Twisted Lip, The Adventures of Blue Carbuncle, The Adventures of the Speckled Band, The Adventure of the Engineer's Thumb, The Adventure of the Noble Bachelor, The Adventure of the Beryl Cornet, and The Adventure of the Copper Beeches. So they're just little, they're little stories. So this is the first pattern, which is so fun. That is Irene Adler. And I don't know who any of these people, I don't know who she is, but I'd stitch her. She's pretty. I love the colors. And Mrs. Peggotty Arts. She has an Etsy shop, so you might check her out. I'd stitch her, but it's full coverage, so I'd have to commit to that. But it's not huge full coverage. And it would be fun to have these. This is Watson. So I like the way she designed it. I love all the border around it. I think that's really cool. Cool. And I think the last one is, what's his face? Here it is. Sherlock. That was Watson. This is Sherlock. He's a little tense and scary looking, isn't he? But could be fun. Yeah. Hardbound. Very nice. It says you see, but you do not observe on the back. Big fun. So that was the box. And I have to say, very impressed for the price. I believe it was $60, I think that's what it was. I'm not sure you had to be a subscriber to boxes to get that. So every once in a while, they'll do a special edition box. They usually offer it to their subscribers first, and then it's open to the public. So again, if you're interested in Black Needle Society, highly recommend them. I'm very excited. They're having their second in-person retreat in August. I I've got my plane ticket, I've got my room, and I'm all registered for it. And this year it's going to be carnival. Not it was last year it was camp adventures. This is carnival. So that's the focus or the theme of it. So it'll be big fun. I need to get my small exchange started. Last year I did a little we had to do something beach or camp related, and I did a sailboat. One of Lindy Stitch's little I did her little sailboat. I love sailboats. I need to restitch it for me because, and I gave it, and I think the gal that got it, I really liked it. Her name is, whoosh, I don't remember right now, but Sue. Yeah, hi Sue, if you're watching me. I know your kitty passed. I'm very sorry that he or she crossed the Rainbow Bridge, but I do believe we'll see our pets again someday. So, and I'm sorry for that because I'm sure your heart is hurting. My heart would be hurting if my kitty passed. So, but anyway, hi Sue, and I hope to see you at camp in August, first weekend of August. I'm very excited about that. That's my next retreat. Is that all I have? I think that's all I have. So this is some life. So our big focus is, as I've told you, my husband, knock, knock, Ann. My husband's sister has dementia, short-term memory loss of maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And she's been living on her own, had her own place, blah, blah, blah. We have bought her a house that's 30 minutes from us. The other one was she was almost an hour away before that. This one's like 30 minutes north of us, and we are moving her up to the new house this weekend. When I say we, I mean he's doing it all. But he's such a good brother, and his other brother lives 30 minutes north of that, so they'll be kind of tag teaming a little bit. But they got a house. Because it's on my husband's name, we got a house that is a split level. So you walk in the front door, you go up or downstairs. You know how that works. And we'll put all her and her belongings, and we're moving everything that's familiar, all her furniture, her wall hanging. She's very, my husband's African American. She has very Afrocentric design elements in her home, and we're moving all that with her. And we have no idea how this is going to go. We have no idea. So if you're a prayerful person, send up some prayers, please, because it could be, he's going to stay with her for the first week to 10 days, pretty much constantly. It's summer, and he's a professor, but he's not teaching in the summer. He's got some other projects that he can do, but he can work from anywhere. He's pretty much going to be there, so I won't see him for like a week to 10 days to get her settled and used to things. And then we've hired 2 gals that come and live downstairs, so they'll be able to come and go through the garage. We took Jamie's car away 2 years ago. This has been going on for we're on our 3rd year, I think, since this has happened. And they'll be able to park their cars in there. They'll be able to go in and out of the garage into their lower level, and it'll be very separate. They'll have to use some of the kitchen facilities. We'll provide a microwave and small fridge. This is all way too much information. Anyway, downstairs for them, and the 2 of them will tag team and be there full time for Jamie, and that's going to take a huge amount of pressure off of Robert, my husband. Huge. And we'll feel so much better with her having someone there. She's very self-sufficient. She has had her own home. She's been living in her own home. She takes care of her home. She takes care of herself. She has no physical disabilities whatsoever. She's in her 70s. She just has no short-term memory. And she has quite a bit of aphasia, so she doesn't know. She's lost a lot of her words. She doesn't, she points to things and says this thing or that thing, and so it has made it them, and that's happened in the last 3 to 6 months, and that's made it very, very difficult to communicate with her on the phone. So that's why this has kind of all been in the works for a little bit, but really pulled the trigger about a month, 6 weeks ago, and found a house, bought a house, put her house on the market, got a lot of rid of, purged her home on the sly when she didn't know what was going on, and we don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. We are hopeful it's going to be, Jamie, you've moved in with me. This is because she has no memory of me at all. Doesn't know he's married, or has forgotten, or doesn't care, or whatever. This is where we're living, and I needed you to move in with me, and this is the way it is. And I'm sure he's very prepared for her to say, I want to go home. I mean, she's lived there for 30 years, so it's going to be hard. I want to go home, and he'll just say, I know. And that'll be it. There will be no argument. There'll be no explanation, because it won't matter. She won't remember 15 minutes later. So as I said, if you're a prayerful person, or a let's release it to the universe kind of person, which is what I am, keep my family in mind. That's the biggest thing. So that's, as you can tell, been an all-encompassing, consuming task, and a lot of our life in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I don't think I've filmed since my granddaughter's graduation. We had a fabulous time. It was amazing. Yeah, I know I haven't. I filmed before we went. So first week of June, it was in Washington, D.C. She went to a private girls' high school. And instead of, my husband was so enamored by this because he is a professor and he's been to many graduations, blah, blah, blah. He was enamored by this because the girls, there were 75 graduates in her class. The girls all wore beautiful white gowns that they had chosen to be designed or whatever, and carried 13 red long-stemmed roses instead of a cap and gown. And they all looked beautiful walking down the aisle, sitting up front. And then at the end, they threw a rose. So the 13 roses represented the first class in 1926 of this school that represented the first class, which was 13 students. So that was very meaningful. Then they threw the rose instead of the cap and gown at the end, and then they handed out roses to loved ones afterwards. And it was very lovely. It was very lovely. It was very hot. It was 90 with humidity in DC, but it was tented. It was right on the Potomac. It was gorgeous. The school grounds are beautiful. And yeah, and my husband got to go. So that's the first time in 2 years, because of Jamie's situation, he's been able to travel with me. So it was just lovely. We're there 3+ days. Had a big family party. My kids have a in-ground pool. Nobody went in because they were having some issues with the pool, regulation of temperature, etc. And nobody went in. It was a little too cold to go in, but just to have a party around a pool is always fun. And the weather was great. And so got her graduated. She's off in Europe traveling with a friend right now, Spain and Portugal. Then they're meeting the rest of the family. She's flying from Spain to Turkey. They're meeting the rest of the family in Turkey, her brother and her mom and dad. And then doing a family vacation in Turkey. Yes, my daughter and her family love to travel. And yeah, coming home, she's going to work her little tail off until she goes to school in the very end of August. She's going to Boston University. She's very excited. So I'll be going to Massachusetts on occasion, to Boston. And yeah, so that's big, big family news. We're very, very pleased, very excited, very proud. Now my grandson will be home on his own. He's 16 and a half. He'll be getting his driver's license in the next week or so. And yeah, so big family news. They're my only 2 grandchildren, and I love them dearly. So that was very fun. Okay, I've been filming for 45 minutes. We're going to see how this goes. I hope I can find it for one thing. I'm um, excited that I got to film on my new device. And I hope you have a great weekend, it is Sunday, the weekend's almost gone already, a great stitching time or whatever you're going to do. I'm going to the pool. Whoever wants to join me at the pool can come to the pool. But now I'm rambling. I'm totally rambling. I have a bit more news on my health, but I'm going to wait and explain that a little bit later in my future videos. So, and then the big teaser is I got this laptop because I'm going to try to start designing. So stay tuned for that. We'll see. It's going to be exciting. I met with Michelle Bendy Stitch at Stitch North. She gave me some encouragement. I've reached out to a couple other gals who design, and yeah, it's going to be fun. It could be a lot of fun, and I have some ideas I have to put together. But I downloaded WinStitch. I kind of looked around for a long time, figured out what I wanted, and that's why, again, I got this laptop so that I could use it because I have an iPad. My iPad is what I've lived on for years, and designing on that is not optimal or ideal. So I wanted to get something that had a little more oomph to it, and it was also Microsoft or something that I could use for designing. So that's kind of my big news. I'm excited about it. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you apprised and posted on that. And again, have a great day. Keep stitching, keep connecting. This is Stitching to Connect Annie. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in a few weeks. Bye.